Travis Maron is the physical education teacher at the elementary school both of my kids attend. They call him Mr. M, and Holly had spoken so fondly of him since she started there 4 years ago, and Hannah did the same when she arrived this year. I had seen Travis around, and he had already made a very positive impression, towering over everyone in his vicinity, always wearing a bright, welcoming smile. His passion for coaching and teaching athletics and the fun they produce became very clear when I attended the school's Jogathon fundraiser a year prior. A massive super soaker in hand, he ran alongside the kids as they churned out their laps, encouraging them, making sure to squirt them all to cool them down. But I could tell it was the attention of the man that made each child feel cool, feel special. This was a good dude. When Travis suggested to my wife as they crossed paths one day at school pickup that he might have something I'd be interested in hearing about and related to Dudedads, I was immediately curious. As it turns out, a good portion of Travis's education and career have given him knowledge that he is compelled to share. His hope is that the conversation and thoughts will give us something to think about, will potentially help us all be better parents, and in the process, help our kids live healthier lives. He agreed to let me sit down with him and record what he had to say. He was also adamant that he wasn't looking for any sort of recognition or compensation, he just wants to get it out as much as he can. In this initial episode, we get an understanding as to why Travis wants to talk to us as parents of young athletes and begin to hear him talk about parents' good intent versus behavior. What made you want to go talk to parents, about the types of things that you were seeing?
Well, what's interesting is that most conversations that I have with parents are about kids and their sporting activities, whatever it is, and some issue that they may be having, trying to get their kid to play, or what to do about a particular coach, or, it could be anything. And the more conversations that I had, I realized that the parents are very well intended. They're just sometimes underinformed about what to do. And then through my master's program in coaching, a lot of my emphasis was on youth sports and all the things that I've seen as the PE teacher here and being invited to other events that the kids and their parents invite me to go see and be part of. I kind of got to the point where I said I can't know what I know and have the expertise that I have and not share that.
Can you maybe just tell a couple stories about the types of things you've seen just going to, little Billy's soccer game or something?
And that's the thing, the story, the things that I've seen, the things that I've heard, the things that others have told me about. In some instances that they are a little bit funny, but when you really think about them, they're actually a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, heard a story about I think it was a 7-year-old boy who was at a wrestling tournament. And he's there with his mom and dad, and they have to get weighed to make weight for their weight class, 7 years old, and the kid didn't make weight. And the dad screaming at the mom about, "What are you doing? I told you not to feed him this morning. How in the world is he not making weight?" I'm at the Louisville Dolphins, right? Big swim meets. I go to those and I'm seeing parents sprint up and down the sides of the pool yelling at their kids. Their kids' heads are underwater. They can't hear them. But they're back and forth yelling at them. I go to soccer games for second graders and parents coaching their kids from the sideline all over the field. And the kids are staring at their parents, not engaged at all in what's happening in the game, but just focused on what their parents are yelling at them. And dads grabbing their kids after baseball games and yelling at them about, "I didn't drive you all across, freaking everywhere to see you play like that. An 8-year-old. I mean, these are the stories. But what's interesting is that when you have the conversations with the parents about what they want for their kids, it's all great stuff. Make friends and have fun and learn life lessons and learn how to persevere when things are tough. They say all these great things, but then you actually see them in the competitive setting. It doesn't matter what age it is, and the actions that you see don't match what they're saying, don't match what their intentions are. Right. And that was really the big piece and big driver of the message that I was hoping to convey is, are your actions meeting your intentions to do the best thing for your kids, basically is what it turned into.
Please make sure to follow us so you can be notified when our next episode of Travis's interview is ready, as he continues to explain the issues as he sees them and what we might think about to continue to better support our children in their athletics and lives overall. If you'd like to reach Travis directly, you're welcome to send him an email at travis.maron@bvsd.org.